Hey everyone, just a quick word before we get started on this beer review. If you're interested in purchasing any of these beers that you see on my channel, stick around to the end of the video and I will tell you where you can purchase them at online. Now, isn't that lovely? Have beer shipped right to your home and don't have to go anywhere. All right, enjoy the video. Cheers to that. Welcome, my friends. Thanks so much for stopping by once again as we sample some more great tasting American craft beers with Dr. Dave. Imagine that. More craft beer. Well, at any rate, now for our sampling pleasures and tasting delights today. Oh, we have one right here that makes me sad. It's from the Fulton Brewing Company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it's the Lonely Blonde Ale. I never knew any blonde that was lonely. Well, I know that's a sexist statement, but even so, blondes are supposed to have more fun. I don't know if they do or not. Hmm. Well, anyway, it says drink responsibly. Oh, yeah, we're going to do that for sure, no doubt. But right here on the side, it says 4.8% alcohol by volume and 29 IBUs. Now, I never had a beer from this brewery, so we're going to preserve the bottle cap here. Putting a coin between the cap and bottle opener prevents any dents. Now, I could definitely pop this off without a dent, but man, I'm telling you, there's a lot of expensive equipment here. You got to be careful when you're around expensive electronics because if you're a little bit smart on opening the bottle or can, it can destroy all your equipment. We're going to use this lovely hourglass beer, or some people call it a bow tie glass. Either way, it's going to do just fine for this pour. Oh, look at that. Man, look at that lively carbonation coming up from the bottom. Boy, that is lively carbonated, huh? Nice, clear golden pour with some nice bright white foam on here. Yeah, that's the politically correct word these days, foam. Let's just say that some people get offended when you say a nice bright white head. I don't know why you would get offended. This is a beer. Come on. Yeah, that carbonation is really flowing up. This is not an etched glass by any stretch of the imagination. That's all carbonation there. Isn't it lovely? Let's see what kind of aroma we can pick up. Oh, man. Some lovely malt in there, along with a little bit of citrus. Oh, I bet this is going to be quite refreshing. We had a close to a 90-degree Fahrenheit day here in Northeast Ohio. What is that? Around 31 Celsius or so. Just doing that off the top of my head. Yeah, that's the thing about America. You know what? We don't use the metric system, but yeah, during my time in college, I had to use the metric system because of the textbooks that we used. And you know what? It's kind of faded in my memory now that I don't use it every day. And that's a darn shame, isn't it? It really is. The rest of the world uses metrics, and we're the only industrialized country in the world that uses the American standard. It's like, what's going on here? Well, hey, I tell you what, we're going to thank the brewers there in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for brewing this fine beer that's lively, carbonated. Man, look at that thing. And thank you at home for watching. Cheers to everybody. Now that's quite lovely. That is quite lovely. This would be a good thirst quencher on a warm or extremely hot day like we had here today in Northeast Ohio. Yeah, it's got some lovely malt in there, and it's tempered with some nice citrus. Mmm, that is good. The Lonely Blonde. Well, she won't be lonely for long. We'll keep her company. Now, I know some people are going to take that the wrong way. I don't mean it the wrong way. Cheers to everybody. It's a funny thing, and I don't mean funny, haha, but it's an odd thing. I mean, you got to really watch what you say these days because there's always somebody out there that's going to be offended by something. Yeah, lighten up, man. The world is not that serious. Just lighten up, man. Leaves a little bit of a bitter taste in my mouth, which is okay. That's fine. Man, I have not seen a beer that carbonated in quite a while. So I would describe this as a light-bodied beer with a light mouthfeel, but that carbonation is medium to high. And I don't really notice the carbonation when I drink it. Well, I'll take that back. I do taste it a little bit, but it's not off-putting. It's not off-putting, but it's very rare that I see that much carbonation in a beer. Now, it's difficult to see on camera because the daylight has escaped us here in Northeast Ohio, but there is definitely, that's not chill haze, that's just the beer. There is definitely some high carbonation in that beer. But at any rate, it is quite tasty. I would like to pair this with food, though. I would definitely pair this with food. As a standalone beer, it's okay, but it's not outstanding in any way that I would say, hey, you know what? I want to drink a few more of these. It's okay. But there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Fulton beer out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is the Lonely Blonde, described as an American blonde ale. Now, generally speaking, blonde ales do have a little bit of citrus in them, and they do have a little bit of bitterness in them. This one seems to have a little bit more of both of those than I've run across in recent memory. It's holding a very nice a bit of foam here, and it's got some nice lacing on the side of the glass. So, I mean, it's a well-crafted beer, but I would pair this with some kind of food. This will go well with the backyard barbecue or the backyard picnic, your grill, your hot dogs, your hamburgers, your tacos, whatever. Very smooth, easy drinking beer, but it's got that little bit of bitterness on the end that some people might find off-putting. That's why I'm saying if you pair it with food, you won't notice that bitterness a bit. Mm. I tell you what, though, it's a very good beer, and as it warms here, it becomes even better. So that bitterness may disappear as it warms. Oh man, lovely aromas of the malts in there, lovely. Again, Fulton Brewing Company out of Minneapolis. If you've had it, let me know what you think in the comment section. And hey, I tell you what, it's a decent beer. It's a decent beer, very drinkable, very doable. It's not offensive to anybody, no doubt about it. But I tell you what, life is short. Let's be happy and try new things like this beer from Fulton Beer Company. If you haven't had it, how do you know if you don't like it? Yeah, how do you know? With that said, my friends, until we meet next time, here's wishing all of you the very best of goodbyes. And as always, cheers. Okay, everyone. As promised, Dr. Dave's going to tell you where he buys his beers and where you can buy them also. First on the list is rivalrybrews.com. Now, don't worry, I'm going to put the links in the description box for you. Rivalry Brews is a relatively new mail order place. It's based right here in Ohio, in Medina, and they are fantastic. I tell you what, when they first started, I got free shipping on all the beers. Now I think they charge me $2. $2 for 12 beers. That's fantastic. Now, as far as I know, they ship to the lower 48, but you might want to check the website on that. I can't be 100% sure, but the shipping is fast. The turnaround is fast, and if anything's wrong, they will fix it right away. I only had one issue with them, and they refunded half my purchase order, which I thought was more than fair. More than fair. So anyway, by the way, disclaimer, I don't get any money on any of this. I'm not affiliated with any of these beer companies. They don't know I'm doing this. I'm just telling you where to buy the beer. Now, one day I may be affiliated, and if I am at that point, I'll certainly let you know. So, Rivalry Brews, located right here in Ohio, they specialize in Ohio beers, beers from Pennsylvania and Indiana. So, if you want some good Ohio craft beer, that's a good place to start. The second one on my list, oh, I love this place. It's called Halftime Beer. Halftime Beer has two locations in New York State, Poughkeepsie, and I believe it's pronounced Mamaroneck. Mamaroneck. Yeah, don't quote me on that pronunciation. I tried my best. Yeah, anyway, they have more beer online than you could possibly look at in a day. I'm telling you, they have beer everywhere on that website. And all you have to do is go on there, make your selection, and have it shipped. Now, they do have gift boxes, which come with a really nice cooler. Yeah, and you can't beat it. It's $5 shipping on those special orders. Now, on the other beers, the shipping can get a little bit pricey, but I've never had an order for more than $20 shipping, which I think is really good for 12 bottles of beer. Now, if you get cans, it's less cost because it weighs less. And that's what costs the money is the weight and the size of the box. So, yeah, check them out. Now, I belong to two of their what's known as Beer of the Month Club. I'm in their German Beer of the Month Club, so I get 12 bottles from six different breweries, two of each, once a month. And there's a lot of beers in there that I've never heard of from Germany. I thought I had them all, not even close. And then I have the Around the World Beer Club, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's beers from all over the world. So far, I only got one beer that I didn't really like. It happens. It happens. And, you take your chances on that. But I got some beer from South Korea, of all places, South Korea. I thought it was really, really good. Now, last on the list, but not least, and I didn't put these in any particular order, it's the Best Damn Beer Shop. Now, they're out of San Diego, and they have a killer selection. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, talking about all this beer, I'm going to have one here. Mm, that's just a regular run of the mill Pilsner, German style, but it hits the spot on a day like this. Anyway, Best Damn Beer Shop. Woo! Now, their shipping, they require you to choose in lots of six. So you can get 6, 12, 18, 24 is the maximum. And their shipping is reasonable considering I'm on the East Coast and they're on the West Coast. Yeah, the shipping is generally about $19 for a 12 bottle selection, which I don't think is a lot. $19? No, I don't think that's a lot. Now, the more beer you buy, the less money it's going to cost. That's just a fact of economics. So if you want to buy six beers, it's going to cost more to ship it than the 12. Hey, I don't make the rules, man. Just buy more beer. You save more money on shipping. What can I tell you? Yeah, but they're a great place, and so all three of those places, Rivalry Brews for Ohio beers, and then you have the Halftime Beverage, which is in New York. They have a selection on everything, and same thing with Best Damn Beer Shop. Now, if you want some West Coast beers that you can't find in your town, that's the place to buy them at. Last but not least, people always ask me, what is that on your beer glass? Well, I bought it at Amazon, Amazon.com. It's called a vacuum vin. Vacuum vin. And if I'm not mistaken, it's from Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. And the inside of it is lined with special material. So what you do is you put this in the freezer, you let it sit overnight, and then you put your beverage in here, and it will maintain that beverage at around 38 degrees, which is really cold for a beer. But I like my Pilsners cold. Now, if you already have a beer that warmed up, put it in here and it'll bring it to the proper temperature, no doubt. And I said last, but I was mistaken. This is the last thing I want to talk about. Dr. Dave's beer glasses. Now, I did sell these a number of years ago when I had my other beer channel. And this is a new design, though. This is a different design. Now, I could sell these if there's enough interest in them, but I have to order them about 144 at a time. So I don't want to order them unless there's some real interest in them. Now, it's difficult to see on here, but it says Dr. Dave's cheap ass beer reviews. Yeah, it's not really going to come out that well there on the camera, but I would sell these at cost. Now, I'm not trying to make any money on them. I think it cost me 14.98 to have those made, so I would sell them at the same price. Now I don't know, the price could have gone up because I did buy those a few years back. So, but I would sell them at cost if anybody's interested. But like I said, I don't get any money off these links. There's no affiliate links here. I'm not making any money. I just wanted to let everybody know where I buy my beer so you could buy it too. Oh, and I almost forgot the Amazing Clubs Beer of the Month Club. Amazing clubs. I'll put all the links in the description box. Knock yourself out. Hey, thanks for watching, okay? And Dr. Dave says cheers to that.